Hi, my name is Pop. This is a continuation of Spreadsheet Basics 1. I will call this video Spreadsheet Basics 2, and we are still talking about adding. We have learned to add things up on a spreadsheet in a column. A column goes up and down. This is column A. You think of the column that holds up the porch or veranda on a house. Rows go across. And each intersection of row and column is called a cell, and we are currently in A1. The column is named first, and then the row. This is B1. This is B2. This would be D5. I'm going to review quickly the methods that we went over in the first video, Spreadsheet Basics 1. I'm going to put some numbers in column A, and I'm going to add them up into different ways. The easiest thing you can do is just to tap Sigma Sum, then hit Enter. I have not hit Enter yet. Highlighted here is equal, and then the word sum, and then parentheses. And in the parentheses there is a range, and the range is A1 colon A3 closed parentheses. This is A1, that's the first member of the range. This is A3, the last member of the range. And it doesn't make any difference how many things are in between the first and the last. In this instance, there's only one item, and that would be A2. But the colon tells you to go from A1, the first thing, through the last thing, and add up everything. And when I hit the Enter button, it adds A1, A2, A3, and you get 6. And up here you can see that it is written again. This is the input line. You can edit this line. You could change this if you wanted to. And in here now I am just going to put in A2 through A3, and it ignores A1. You can see what it is doing exactly. Now, the other way to add things up is to use the equals sign and not use the sum function. Here I am just going to start out by typing the equals sign, and I'm going to put in B1, then a plus, B2 plus B3 equal, and it adds them up. The other thing you can do is to type in manually equal sum open parentheses, and then I will put in C1 comma C2 comma C3 close parentheses, and it adds them up. Here I used comma instead of plus. The syntax is very important. Let's do it again a little bit different. Let us say that I put in equal D1 comma D2 comma D3 and hit Enter. It gives me an error because the commas really don't tell you to do anything. Instead, you would have to say something on the order of equal sum D1 plus D2 plus D3 close parentheses. Now here I got an answer, and I use the plus sign inside of the parentheses. I added up a list, but it's acted upon by the function sum. I use plus signs. Here I didn't use plus signs, I used commas, but it still did the same thing, because the word sum told the program what to do. I'm going to do something a little bit different now. I highlighted everything by clicking this top left corner, and now I'm going to use the backspace, and it says, do you want to delete everything? Yes. Let's put something in 2 columns. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. I'm going to go here and hit sum, and it says, what do you want to sum? I will go to A1. I held down the control key with my thumb and then tapped A1. I'm still holding down the control key with my thumb. I moved over to B3. By so doing, I grabbed a range A1 through B3. And you can see that it is encircled with a red rectangle, and you can also see that it says equal sum open parentheses, and it's got A1 colon through B3 close parentheses. It starts off with a comma. When I hit enter, it says, gee, you got an error. You want us to correct it? And I say, okay. What it's doing is it's getting rid of that very first comma. And there's the answer. It added up everything, not in a column, not in a row, but in a grid. And the grid is rectangular in shape. I can actually go up to any one of these entities and change them, and then the final answer will also change. It says 12 now, and if I replace this 2 here with a 3, it should change to 13, and sure enough it did. And if I would change this to a 0 or a nothing by just hitting the backspace, sure enough, it added up everything, but there's nothing here. It's the same thing as a 0. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to show you something else. Let's say I wanted to select just some of these entities. Let's say I want to add up A1, A3, and B2. How would I do that? Well, there's different ways. Let's start off here by equal, and I'm going to put in, well, I can just type them in, can I? One thing is A2 plus B1 plus B3, enter, and it added them up. There are different ways you can add things using a spreadsheet. You can type in each cell address. You can use the sigma sum function, or you can type in the sum function manually. Now I have been adding up cell addresses. Let's ignore that for a second, and I want to demonstrate something else. I highlighted everything, hit backspace, erased everything. When you have a calculator, you can think of the calculator as a single cell in a spreadsheet. You can think of a spreadsheet as having a gazillion calculators. Let me pull up a calculator real quick. And where is my calculator? This is an accessory. Oh, it's first item. I'm going to bring this calculator up and show you something. I'm just going to type in 9 times 8 equals 72. You don't have to use cell references here. You can just type in 9 and then put in X and then equals, and what happens? Nothing. It thought it was text. You have to start off with the equal sign. Equal 9 times 8, enter. It doesn't like X. Instead of using X to mean times, to mean multiplication, on a spreadsheet, you use the asterisk. Equal 9 times 8, 9 times 8, enter, 72. I'm just using pure numbers. I'm not using a cell reference. I'm just using this as a calculator. You can mix pure numbers and a cell reference. Let's put in 9 here. That's A1. I just picked some cell to work in, and I'm in B3. So I'm going to type in equal A1 times 8. The A1 is a reference to a cell, and in that cell I've got 9. 9 times 8 is 72. If I were going to change A1, the answer in B3 would change. I've got a 9 in there now. Let's just put some number in there. 2 times 8 is 16. Well, this short video was a continuation of spreadsheet basics, how to add things up. I will call this video Spreadsheet Basics 2, parentheses, adding. My name is Pop, and I thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video.